So the American election is over, and the crypto backers are elated. Crypto people love the result. It's what they were looking for. The thing is, it's not really who became president that's going to have the biggest impact on crypto in the future. It's something else. In my opinion, what really matters for the crypto industry and for the future of crypto in America in terms of adoption, acceptance, and regulation is the more pro-crypto Congress that's coming in. Okay, a lot of Republicans who are pro-crypto won. Now you're going to have Republican control of the Senate and the House as well. And you have, of course, the Republican president. But Congress is really what matters. You're going to have a much more pro-crypto Congress forming the rules and the regulations around the cryptocurrency and digital asset industry. Now, there were a lot of races that sort of determined crypto versus anti-crypto versus pro-crypto. There was one big loss, and that was, of course, the person that everyone in crypto loves to hate, Elizabeth Warren. So yes, Senator Warren won by an absolute landslide. She crushed John Deaton. Deaton was a pro-crypto guy. He was a lawyer, but he was a weak candidate. Didn't really have anything else going for him. People in the state of Massachusetts are probably not going to vote for somebody based on one single issue. Who knows if they even know what crypto is? I don't know. But that was a loss. Okay, well, she's only one person who is fighting for a crypto army. Well, her crypto army is pretty much dead now because she's surrounded by pro-crypto Republicans. Therefore, her voice doesn't really matter much looking into the future. The big race was in Ohio. Okay, pro-crypto PACs poured $40 million into Ohio, into Bernie Moreno unseating Sherrod Brown. Bernie Moreno is a blockchain entrepreneur. This guy is as crypto as you can get, and really just progress. You know, we say crypto, but I think of it more in terms of progress and change and upsetting the status quo. You know, blockchain technology and the cryptocurrency that it uses. I think of it more as just the ability for business to move forward, to progress, to get more efficient, to get less costly, to take friction out of business transactions. So I think of it more in terms of progress rather than just, you know, cryptocurrencies. But Bernie Moreno unseated the long-term incumbent, Sherrod Brown. Crypto PACs were focused on this effort in Ohio to unseat the Democrat Sherrod Brown. His opponent, Moreno, has been a regular attendee at crypto conferences. He's vowed to lead the fight to defend crypto in the Senate. And of course, Moreno won and flipped that seat. Now, the crypto PAC sort of saw this as a litmus test. This was a litmus test as to whether the more than $240 million raised in the industry this cycle would prove effective in elections. The Ohio contest drew more ad spending than any other Senate race in history. That's insane. And was the biggest single target of money in this cycle. That's pretty amazing that of all the issues out there, this was such a big one in this one particular state. Remember, we have more adoption now and people are getting involved in digital assets. It's becoming more mainstream, but there's still a lot of people who don't know what cryptocurrency is. They don't know what blockchain is. They have no idea. I mean, most people don't watch CNBC or Bloomberg. They're not in on this type of thing. But with a more crypto-friendly Congress coming in, the future does look bright.
Crypto trading at all-time highs following Trump's victory. Mackenzie Segal is tracking the moves, which have been stunning. Mackenzie, this has been one at the center of the action.
Yes, it has been, Sarah. It was a big night for the digital asset industry, with altcoins surging higher as Bitcoin traded above $75,000 for the first time ever. Investors are bullish that with a Republican-controlled Senate, Donald Trump will be able to swiftly deliver on his pro-crypto campaign promises. The big one, guys, is his pledge to fire SEC Chair Gary Gensler, who's brought more than 100 enforcement actions against some of the biggest names in the industry, including Coinbase and Robinhood. Those stocks higher by around 20% and 15%, respectively. And while a president can't outright fire Gensler, he can replace him with a leader who will go softer on crypto. Now, Trump has also promised to establish a strategic national crypto stockpile. meaning that the U.S. government would have a nest egg of around $15 billion worth of Bitcoin. And he said that all future Bitcoin will be made in the U.S. Public miners like Marathon Digital, Riot, and Bit Digital all trading higher and helping to drive up small caps as well. So guys, that $245 million raised by the crypto industry this election cycle, definitely proving to be well worth it.
Now, as you saw there, one of the biggest losers in this fight isn't Elizabeth Warren. It's Gary. Oh, Gary. Sweet Gary. His term isn't up until 2026. Now, most SEC chairs and chairs of these big government agencies, when a president wins who is not the one who initially appointed them, they typically resign. So I think Gensler probably will resign. Donald Trump has said he's probably going to fire him or replace him. You know, I think the guy will have enough common sense to send a resignation letter to the White House before that happens. But Gary Gensler and his idea of regulating through lawsuits is for the most part dead. That alone is going to help the crypto industry like nothing else, because we're finally going to get some actual regulation rather than this, let's just sue all these crypto companies and everything is a security. We already know through the Ripple case in court that is not true. There are a lot of guys who are sort of against Gensler, maybe less than public, but the head of the Financial Services Committee in the House, somebody who holds a ton of power, is a Republican, Tom Emmer. And I don't know if you're aware of Tom Emmer's feelings towards Gensler and how much he wants him out, but you might want to listen to this.
Is the debt box case the reason that why the SEC's head of crypto asset and cyber unit resigned in June, sir?
No, they went to take another job.
Okay, so no one in a senior level position here in Washington, D.C. has been held responsible for this complete abuse of taxpayer dollars. The SEC broke the law, your attorneys lied to the court, and no one in your leadership here in D.C. has been held accountable. That tracks. Seems like business as usual here in Washington. Okay, switching gears very quickly. It's been recently reported that Vice President Harris has finally said she'd craft clear rules of the road for the digital asset space if she becomes president. Is this your approach too, sir? Or do you think she's rebuking you because she doesn't think you've done a good enough job establishing these clear rules over the last 3 years of her administration?
I think that there's laws in place. If Congress wishes to change them, they'll change them. But we are enforcing the laws, and there are many
Reclaiming
people
my
in this
time.
field
So you don't
that are
think
not
she's
following
rebuking
the laws.
Reclaiming my time. Well, it's very interesting that you view your performance that way, because we have a litany of court cases, extraordinary confusion in the marketplace, and millions of Americans pining for clarity from you. You've abused the agency's enforcement tools, and you've even baited companies eager to comply with you, only to hit them with enforcement actions. You've retaliated against businesses and people who have come before this committee to talk about the next generation of American finance. And perhaps somehow, worst of all, you've made up the term crypto asset security. This term is nowhere to be found in statute. You made it up. You never provided any interpretive guidance on how crypto asset security might be defined within the walls of your SEC. Yet, you made the broad proclamation that you believe a majority of tokens are crypto asset securities. You did this, and you would deliberately use this made-up term as the basis for your entire enforcement crusade over the past 3 years, only for your lawyers to retract it in a footnote to a court just last week. Your inconsistencies on this issue, sir, have set this country back. We could not have had a more historically destructive or lawless chairman of the SEC.
I've watched that video like 4 times. It's just amazing to see the head of the SEC absolutely getting chewed out by the head of the Financial Services Committee in the House of Representatives. I mean, he chews him out like he's his teenage son. Like, do your homework, Gary. It's that's just fun to watch. Like I said, I've probably watched that like 4 times. So right now, with all these changes politically, having some real regulation, and the fact that since election happened, Bitcoin's making a new all-time high almost every day. All coins are starting to spike. I mean, there's there's good news galore. Now, that doesn't mean we all want to get caught up in a frenzy. There will be drawdowns and setbacks in the cycle that we're going into. We're really just going into the bull cycle right now. There will be drawdowns. Okay. There's going to be stories that come out. This happened, that happened. That's how it is. If you've been in crypto a long time, you know that it's volatile. But there is so much good for the long term. And remember, if Republicans want to stay in office, they need to deliver on some of their promises. The midterms are only 2 years away. I mean, they could lose the Senate, they could lose the House in 2 years. I don't think they want to do that. Every political party in office wants the same thing, to stay in office. So they need to make good on some of these promises, and firing Gensler and getting some real regulation and supporting the changes in technology, which includes crypto, are things that hopefully they will follow through on. So things look bright. We're going into this bull run. Bitcoin's at a new all-time high. I think it'll keep going as such. I really thought we'd keep going up no matter who won the election, but now you have this added impetus. And we didn't even mention that you have rate cuts, more rate cuts coming. So more liquidity, more money in the system. All those things point to a massive bull run. With the returns you could make in crypto now compared to any other asset class, there's nothing that compares. I don't care what stock you're in, what ETF you're in. There is nothing else that's going to make you the returns you can make in crypto between now and the end of 2025. Typically 18 months post-halving, which would be October 2025. So if your money's not in crypto right now, if you're not playing this market to make the returns that are historical, what are you doing?